FORA.tv. The world is thinking.
Decided to branch out a little more. I created the Bernie Mac show for television. And I kind of got away from doing the socio-political type stuff and just really wanted to do some just basic storytelling. And that show was about family. And the main theme of that was kids are terrorists. I don't negotiate with terrorists. And I pitched that to Bernie Mac after seeing his act, which was brilliant. And he really liked it and pitched it to Fox. And I got really fortunate was able to do that show. That show still is a labor of love. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. But it was a real labor of love, and I really enjoyed doing it. And when you get a chance to tell stories, it just makes you hunger to do more, you know. And at about that time, after the Bernie Mac show, I started feeling like maybe it's time for me to start performing again, because that was kind of the promise I made years before, that the whole reason for doing that was to write something for myself. And I had almost kind of forgotten it from producing all these shows. So I happened to fall into a little show called The Office on NBC. And I was a writer and producer helping Greg Daniels develop the show. And he kind of talked me into playing Mr. Brown in the Diversity Day episode, which I did not want to play at the time. For those of you that haven't seen that, it was one of the early episodes of The Office where there was a Diversity Day seminar. And I was the guy that led the seminar. And it was very outrageous, very politically incorrect. And it was so much fun doing it, I thought, you know what, I think now's the time for me to start doing this again. I'm kind of done writing for other people. Now maybe it's the time to start writing for myself, you know, again. And that's when I took the plunge. I kind of said goodbye. My career's going in reverse, by the way. Very successful producer, now struggling actor. Soon I'll be a waiter. That's where I'm going. I'm doing the Benjamin Buttons kind of career. I actually started as a grizzled jazz veteran. That's how I started. It's true. It's true. It's 90 years old. Let me tell you some stories. But so anyhow, I tried to come up with a plan, and I signed with some managers, and one of them came up with the idea of The Daily Show. And that kind of brought things full circle. And I met with Jon Stewart, and he kind of knew my reputation as a writer and everything. And he was the nicest guy in the world. And I was nervous as I can't tell you, because I'm such a big fan of his. And he was willing just to try me out on the air. I never auditioned or anything. In fact, we talked about sports for most of the meeting. It's pretty amazing, which is also kind of suspicious. You're like, what's going on here? You know? But luckily for me, it worked out well, and I kind of got to a place where I'm kind of doing everything I've kind of learned up to this point. I'm able to do this kind of socio-political commentary, you know, with a racial twist at a time when we're having our first black president. So, you know, maybe I'm an outlier. I'm not quite sure. And, you know, I felt maybe it was time to do something like this, a little book.